Teresa. What are we gonna do with you?
No, literally, what the fuck are we gonna do? No, I feel it. All
right, so everybody listening, welcome to HYPERTHOTS, episode 3, take 2, because our silly baby girl Teresa did not hit record.
No, we're not gonna talk about this.
Okay, then we won't say it. Wait, we can restart.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, we can't restart.
But this is a good point. About this feeds into the topic of the political reality and seizing the moment and imagination and momentum. Because today, on this beautiful, perfect episode of HYPERTHOTS, we are going to discuss our greatest, our hero, our mamala, our coconut queen. I'm Coco for Kamala. I'm
doing coke for Kamala. That's Charlie tweeting that right now.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
Yeah. Because we love Kamala.
She said, do not come, and I'm going to. Anyway, Mamala told me not to come.
I'm going to come.
And I'm going to.
Do not come.
Do not come.
Classic.
No. How my top talks to me all the time.
Oh no. Bottom confirmed? Verse bottom?
Bottom confirmed.
Verse. This is a podcast by and for verse bottoms.
Yes.
Just so everybody knows.
Actually.
Yeah.
Actually. So I guess so here's the thing. I do want to touch on a couple things. I do want to call out my favorite streamer, Jason D100 again, for saying that Charlie XCX was dating Dasha Nekrasovich, because that is not true.
Not true. Fake news.
No, literally fake news. Literally a liar.
So we bring up Dasha Nekrasova because there has been an interesting parallel between the internet cool girls and the center/right. And perhaps we could say that Charlie's politics, mayhaps, may not be so left as some silly, misguided queers may think.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
No, and it's a shame because did you see the thing that Azealia Banks posted to her story?
No, what was it?
It was just she posted a bunch of text on the brat green, right? And it said,
I did see that.
And it was actually really funny because she's no, because that's the thing about everything Azealia Banks says is she has this quality where it's she's kind of spitting, but she's obviously not.
And then some of it is just really wrong. Some of it, let me read this. Kamala is absolutely brat, a drunk, a poser, bad taste in music, party girl, uncultured as hell, thinks we are not drawing the Merck correlations, cliche in every aspect, needs a facelift, ... Yeah.
So yeah. No, I think basically, for those of you who somehow don't know what happened already, because that's the thing, is by the time this comes out, this meme will probably be dead by the time this comes out.
It's life. This is our life.
Okay, no, exactly. No, you're so right. It's literally so important.
So even if this is outdated by the time it comes out, I think it's a good time capsule of what we're thinking, because our first Charlie episode where we talked about Brat when it came out and everybody was glazing the reviews or whatever, all the fake fans saying, "Oh, I understand," even though they clearly did not understand.
Mm-hmm. No, fuck Laura.
Yeah, fuck you, Laura Snapes, if you're listening. No, I'm playing. You're probably fine. I don't know. Allegedly, you're fine. But I was saying that it's probably going to age well, as that one did, I think. What we said in that one, even in the context of the coconut, existing in the context of what came before, All in Which We Live, and what came before it.
So true.
I was even talking about Charlie's alt-right buddy, Dasha Nekrasova, back then,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically, for those who don't know, there was this gorgeous, beautiful video that also aged extremely well by my pal Rye, where he said that Charlie XCX had fallen down the alt-right pipeline, and people flamed him for it. But I mean, I was like, basically the video was made after in a group chat. Me and him were both talking about how like, yeah, it's kind of sus how Charlie keeps having these friends who are like literally alt-right, like Joshua supports scientific racism, anti-abortion, she's a Trump donor, blah, blah, blah. And then Charlie's like wrote a song, Mean Girls, about her. And so while I don't think that Charlie is like down the alt-right pipeline in the sense that like she herself is like going on Reddit or whatever, I don't even know, like I don't like, but she's definitely like somewhere along it, like she's definitely not on the left. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that kind of goes along with, yeah, you go ahead, sorry.
Well, it's just like, here's the thing. There's no fucking way that Mean Girls is about Dasha Nekrasovich because, sorry, Dasha's fucking 33.
It is about her.
Mean Girls in her early, like, it's literally
you just
says
don't
she's
understand.
Like in her mid-20s.
It's literally about Dasha, and we know this because Charlie sent the song to Dasha before it came out.
No, I know
it's
like about Dasha, but it's like even Dasha does not meet the mean girl.
Well, Dasha doesn't
standard,
party.
You know?
Dasha doesn't even party.
That's the thing. The song is like fake. Like it is such a classic. Like, I wrote this song for you. Like kind of stupid ass thing. I don't know. I just feel like it's very interesting. Because here's the thing. I'm a Mean Girls truther. If I'm gonna be honest, I love that song. And even post knowing that it's about Dasha, because it's like that little piano bit where it's like dun 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 dun.
I made like an edit of Kamala dancing over that, which was really, really, really good.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. And by I made an edit, I mean I stole someone else's edit and put Mean Girls over it, and it didn't fit. It was for it was for a quick bit, you know. I'm not in it.
Yeah,
I'm not making a whole fucking fan cam edit. Oh yeah, but speaking of the fan cam edits, crazy thing happened a couple days ago. Charlie tweeted, Kamala is brat. And then the next morning, they were running brat edits of Kamala on CNN and like trying to analyze what being brat is. And the millennial anchor was like trying to explain to the older dude, like, and he's like, so is the idea that we are all brat? Or how do I become brat?
No, the Fox News one is like very, very good. The Fox News segment, because Fox News, there's on the Fox 5,
one of the girlies knows what it is. She's like, you don't understand. Brat.
They have one girl who's like this super libbed up, like, you know, but she's kind of like based is the thing. She's like unironically much cooler than all the other hosts, and she's also like hot too.
Why do they have a based hot libtard?
I don't know, because I think the point was that they were going to the point was it was going to set up this dynamic of like all the rest of them could own her. But the problem is that like fucking Brian Kilmeade and like Jesse Waters and all these fucking like stupid ass people, they're all like
not Brian,
dumb as hell. And it's like his name is literally Brian Kilmeade. Like, Brian, if I was you, I would feel that way too. That's what I would want to do.
Or like Brian, kill myself.
Yeah.
Is what you should do, bro. No, I'm kidding. I would never say that. I mean, I just did, but allegedly, Brian, kill myself. I don't support suicide, but if you really need to do it, go off. I've definitely stopped people from committing suicide before. I think people are totally valid, like if they really want to do it, but I'm still gonna try to save their life, you know.
No, yeah, like I don't know.
There's like, scenarios for sure, but I do think that in most scenarios, like when people want to kill themselves, it's really not about wanting to die. It's about wanting to not be in the situation they're in, which is extremely valid because there's a lot of really, really terrible situations in this current timeline, this cursed neoliberal timeline.
In this fucked up planet.
Yeah, this cursed neolib timeline where they're running Kamala brat fan cam edits on the mainstream news. So crazy.
So yeah. So I guess the thing about oh fuck, I'm like eating now like a fucking
I was
asshole.
also eating earlier actually. I was eating I'll tell you guys what I was eating while Teresa finishes. I was eating panna cotta, homemade. Which is like gelatin with I guess milk or like cream, and then you make like a compote sort of to go over it with like I did strawberries, and it was really good. It was really good. I think that people should start making sweet treats at home, not even to be like, oh, you shouldn't buy sweet treats out. But I think it's like, it's nice to make them at home because then you have more than one, if that makes sense.
No, it is true.
If you make like...
I want to get more into baking.
Yeah, or like baking, or just like even just like getting like a bigger like box of popsicles or whatever. You know what I mean? So that every time you want, or like the ingredients to make like a drink you like. Like right now I'm drinking a drink that's coconut water and then this like 10 milligram THC weed drink that's iced tea lemonade themed. Not themed, but flavor. And then I mix that up, and sometimes I put like lime in it. So you can make like, if you get ingredients to make yourself a sweet treat, then you will never be stranded without a sweet treat. And then you won't be like desperately like be like some bitches door dashing some shit. You know what I mean?
No, it's true. It's true. You
Not
won't
even to
be
hate-
you won't be go puffing like 7-Eleven, like rip off Snickers bars at like 4 a.m. You
A
know?
situation that definitely hasn't happened to anyone here before.
Yeah, no.
Guess who
No.
it was?
No,
I'm
a very
yeah.
specific situation. A very specific situation that has
I'm like
not
a little
happened
more
to
like
anybody here.
organic pilled. Like I'm very like, oh, you know.
No, it's
I
true.
don't eat aspartame. But so anyways, make your own sweet treats, not even to be like those $5 will get you a down payment. I'm just saying that if you have the ability to make more, then you will never be without a sweet treat. And that's really something that we all need to do in these trying political times where brat summer has turned into Democrat summer. When I'm in the club, yeah, I'll be voting that.
Demo brat.
Voting that.
Voting that, yes.
Voting Democrat.
So, as Diana said, what had happened was Charlie XCX, our queen, our
Mommy.
first mom, our first mom before Kamala became our second mom. What had happened was she tweeted out right after, because basically, so Joe Biden was there, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, I fucking hate you. You suck so much.
I'm
You're
not going to vote because you're a corpse.
Because you're a corpse and you're old and you're gonna lose to Trump. And I hope you like make it all. I hope you stay in the race, make it to the election, lose to Trump, and then die immediately. And that was the vibe that everybody had towards
It's
Joseph.
true. Even though they didn't want Trump.
Joseph Robinette Brandon Biden.
Otherwise known as Daddy. My daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy Biden.
Daddy Biden. Joe, I'm Dick Ryden, Joe Biden.
Banger.
So then what had happened was, in a shocking twist, the first part of the twist is not so shocking, which is that Mr. Biden got COVID. And
the pandemic he allegedly ended, which is not
the
over.
pandemic he allegedly ended. So he says, and then he got COVID, and then he was like in his fucking beach house, self-isolating. Four of like Biden's like day one homies, like people that had been with him since like 2016 and shit, and had told him not to run in 2016 for Hillary Clinton, and told him not to run in blah, 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 or told him to run in 2020 and da, 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 da. So they came up to his like beach house, and from 6 feet away, they told him, "Joe, please stop." And then he was like,
he said,
"Okay."
He said, "Who are you?"
He said, "Who are you?" He said, "What?" And then he released.
He went back to nap.
He went back to nap time. And then the next day or whatever, a little letter popped up on Twitter, and he didn't like promulgate it out. He didn't like tell the rest of the people in the DNC first. He didn't like he said, he said, "Bye. Nobody likes me, and I'm gonna leave."
Bye.
he said, "I'm bye."
bye.
He came out as bye and said that nobody liked him and that he was gonna leave.
He
and
needs to take some time
clapped.
to bounce on some dick, and he'll run
Yeah.
for president later.
No, literally. He posted
When I
that to
feel
his
like
Instagram story. Yeah. He's like, "I need some time
Way
to
too
bounce
many
on
Azalea
dick."
Banks references on this We do not
I
support
mean-
her, but we do want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, we want to see her. We want to see her. We don't want Azalea Banks to leave.
We want
We don't
Azalea
want her
Banks to be
stop
the vice
posting.
president.
Yeah.
We need the
So-
Banks-Harris ticket, the Harris-Banks ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, so basically, after when Joe Biden was dropping out, what he said was in his little letter that he posted, he said, "I throw my full support behind Kamala Harris."
Ooh.
And this was crazy. This was like people actually like could not handle this. And I think as we record this, like while the coconut pilling is not quite as intense, like I'm still very much coconut pilled. As I said in the beginning, there's a lot of like energy and there's a lot of like momentum because I don't think anybody really expected Joe Biden to drop out. I mean, people definitely wanted him to and people were hoping that he would, but it's like let's be real. Like we are so used to politicians like not doing like what we want them to do that like even when they do just like a little bit, I feel like it comes out as like
Come.
No, it makes me want to come.
I'm
like,
coming
straight
right
up.
now.
No,
I
and
came
that-
when Joe Biden stepped down.
Yeah, no, it did happen.
Well, not
I
stepped
was-
down, when he dropped out of the race.
Yeah,
He's still the president. He's still the president.
he's still the
Our
president.
daddy president.
No, and hopefully he'll spend the rest of his presidency napping, which he desperately needs to catch up on. No, what's funny? What's funny is that now that he has stepped down, he's when he gets on phone
Or
calls
withdrawn.
and shit, and when he says things, it's like on TV, he sounds so much more alive. He sounds so much more vibrant, almost as if a weight has been lifted off his shoulders. Almost as if he didn't really want to be the fucking president and was just doing it to like, you know, massage his own fucking ego. And because it's like, because that's the thing about is like, yeah, no, I do have more respect for Joe Biden now that he dropped out of the race. Now not that I had like a tremendous amount of respect for Biden before. So like, and he doesn't have like, I don't think he's like the greatest dude ever by any means, but it does
He's
like make me
daddy.
feel like, oh wow, like finally someone who fucking listens. Like someone who like could actually like read the fucking room.
He seems like he's relieved that he doesn't have responsibilities anymore, so he can die in peace, low key.
Yeah, as I would be at that age. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That was the thing that didn't make any fucking sense.
I
about
felt
it.
it felt
dude,
like elder abuse watching the debate.
it really did.
I
Like-
was genuinely like, it was so cringe. And I think that the greatest thing about how long he waited to drop out was that the RNC had already happened and they spent the entire convention attacking an opponent that isn't even running. Like,
Right? Yeah.
I do think I mean, who knows what would happen, but in what I'd seen, definitely they would have beaten Biden easily because Gen Z were completely checked out. Like, I don't know a single
Yeah.
person who was excited to vote. Even the people who were like blue no matter who were still like, yeah, I guess I'll vote for, like, we have to vote for Biden, but I don't want to. Like, even the people who were like standing him in 2020.
No, literally me. Like literally me. Like that I was like, yeah, no, I'm of course going to
Biden
vote blue.
stan.
But like I sorry. No, I
You
mean
say he's not daddy.
No,
How can you
I
say
mean
he's
it's
not
true. How can I say?
There's this one pic of him that's really hot from like the 70s. But other than
yeah,
that, he's
he
mid.
did used to be kind of fine.
There,
is
no,
the
he was
thing.
like he was hot for maybe 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna Google Joe Biden hot. Is that fucked up? I found.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Ooh, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. What were you saying though? Oh yeah, we were saying that Gen Z is excited now because of a new developments, and Gen
Yeah,
Z loves a
because-
plot.
Mm-hmm.
Gen
Not
Z and
only does Gen Z
millennials.
love a plot, like the other thing is that this all took place in the context of
Everything that
of-
exists and all that came before you. or whatever the
yes,
fuck she
yes,
said.
and one of the things that came before
Me.
this dropping out announcement was our president, our 45th president, Donald Jedediah
Donald.
Trump. getting shot in the ear.
Oh yeah, that was classic. Instant classic.
Instant classic.
Classic
It was
Trump
funny.
move.
It was funny because, like, honestly, like, let's be real, like he kind of deserves it.
Yeah.
He if anybody in politics should get assassinated right now, it should have been him.
They missed though.
But they missed.
Yeah.
And it was kind of whack. Thomas Matthew Crooks, Jodie Foster's not sleeping with you, buddy. I'm just gonna say it. You're not getting any of. You're not getting any. Sorry.
The guy killed himself who shot.
Well,
Trump,
no,
right?
he was shot by the
he
police.
was shot. Well, that basically is a suicide.
No, that's the thing. People were wondering if that was part of the motive.
Well, he did Google a Biden rally before.
Yeah.
So he was really just trying to shoot somebody, I think.
No, I think so too. And basically, so that happened, and basically the Republican Party, like, they got really hard about this because there was like the sickest photo ever that happened as a result of this moment, where like Trump's all fucking bloody and he's got his fist up,
yeah,
and there's the American flag fucking hanging in the background.
Your number. That was kind of Von Dutch of him, if you think about it.
No, it literally was a cult classic.
Wasn't Von Dutch a Nazi also? I think I heard that recently.
I kind of feel like that's not far off. But
another strike for Charlie.
Another strike. But so, like, basically, the Republican Party was going crazy. They were libbed up. They were hogging. There was a lot of momentum. And when the RNC did happen a couple days later, Trump came out. He recounted in excruciating detail everything that happened to him, and the crowd went fucking crazy. Because yeah, no, there was all this talk of like, oh, like Trump was saved by God and all this bullshit, and it was kind of scary because here we have like somebody who survived an assassination attempt versus someone who's literally going to die.
Yeah.
Right? Joe Biden, like somebody who is literally going to pass away. And so we were so I think us Dems, us demon rats, we were scared. We were confused. We were scared. We didn't feel it really was so confusing to be a Dem at that point. At that point. And then Mamala descended from the coconut tree and told us
she fell down in a coconut and it cracked open.
Yeah, the coconut was cracked open.
And she said, ha.
And she said, don't you just love a yellow school bus?
Bro, she said she watches Yellow Jackets, the lesbian cannibal show.
That's awesome. What is Yellow Jackets? What the
Apparently
hell?
It's a lesbian cannibal show. I mean, I personally think that since it's a streaming show, it can only be so good. You know what I mean? Like, there are some really good streaming shows, but if it's on Netflix, like, it's likely mid. Enjoyable, but mid. You know what I mean? So
no,
I can't fully
right.
speak on it. That's why I haven't watched it. But anyways, apparently it's a lesbian cannibal show.
So, all this got us thinking, got us hyper-thoughting. Okay, actually, no, I'm gonna interject this in here. What if instead of calling the podcast Hyper Thought, we called it Hyper Fraught?
I can't do that. That's exclusionary.
That's the thing. No, it wouldn't be fair.
That's exclusionary.
Right? We would be posing.
I can't even. I'll never know the joy of frauding unless I get on T and get a really small PP.
No, I mean you could.
I know I could. I mean, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a bit suspicious. You know, I'm a he, she, they, but you know, sometimes I'll be saying some trans mask type shit. But we're not going to go there just because I got big tits and I don't feel like having surgery. So I'm just going to be a hot girl and navigate the world in an easy way and have people say I look like King Princess all the fucking time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Anyways,
now
I'm not trans, guys. I can't.
Now,
If anyone was confused, if anyone didn't figure it out so far.
So now we are in this crucial moment, in this very strange political climate, right? Because it's been kind of an epic saga. Everyone was like, oh shit, the Republicans,
Kamala.
and now everybody's like, oh shit, the Democrats, and nobody knows what's gonna happen going forward.
But I was saying, it's more interesting. The morale in the country has gone up significantly because people, like, even though Kamala might even just enact literally all of the same policies as Joe Biden, she's not fucking decrepit and old. She's probably she sucked like at least 20 more dicks than any other US president except for JFK.
No, of course. And the thing is that, like, because I think
maybe not 20. I don't know her body count, but I think 20 actually is probably low.
20 would be impressive. I'd be impressed.
I don't think 20 is impressive. I've definitely done more than that.
Damn. In a row?
Yeah, all at once. It was like a kissing booth type thing.
Oh, that's goddamn.
I'm your number one. I was at the sweat tour. I was in the sweat tour bathroom. I was boy moding in the sweat tour bathroom. I sucked 20 dicks.
So what had happened was, I guess all of this got me thinking because the thing about politics and art, right, is we talk a lot about artists and like artists being like politically active, and like there's kind of like a lot of different feelings about it, just like in terms of whether or not artists should like use their platforms, and like how do are celebrities responsible for like and like all this bullshit. Diana,
Britney
you were recently asked to comment on the significance of the Kamala is brat tweet.
Is it Kamala or Kamala? I still don't know. I think it's Kamala.
Not. It's Kamala.
But we can say whatever we want because we don't respect her. But we're gonna vote for her anyway.
But what were you asked to say? What did you tell Vulture Mag?
So I don't know how much of this they're going to put in their article, but allegedly they are having an article that maybe will come out by the time this podcast is out. So we'll see. But I was asked to comment on. They said they wanted people who didn't like Kamala to comment. So
can you believe this? Can you believe how anti-coconut Diana's being
I'm
right
so
now?
I don't even fuck with coconut. No, I'm literally drinking coconut water is the fucked up thing. Like, I'm literally drinking Kamala's squirt. Not even. Okay, so they asked, is Charlie's endorsement of Kamala whether ironic, sincere, or both the logical endpoint of brat summer? And I basically said that celebrities have no politics except for money and power and maintaining their money and power. And Charlie has surrounded herself with plenty of alt-right neo-Nazi type people, Maddie Healy and Dasha Nekrasova. Enough so where I don't understand, like, the only reason that people think that she would have leftist politics is because in her heart, she probably is against genocide. And obviously she's pro-gay and she sniffs poppers. And they're projecting their own leftism onto her. I didn't say that in the article, but that's what I'm thinking. But anyways, she is definitely, Brat Summer is definitely neoliberal, and it makes so much sense for this to be incorporated into a political campaign. Because, like, if you listen to the themes of especially the singles, like Von Dutch, who was a Nazi, I looked it up.
Nice.
Von Dutch, yeah, super nice. And 360, a lot of the themes in those ones that aren't the vulnerable tracks on the record, which are the ones I really liked, like Von Dutch, 360, and Mean Girls, mostly have themes about just like consumerism and influencer worship and vapidity being like good and girl bossed up. You know what I mean? Like, I do think that this and Barbie Summer, this is like the foil to it. They both had like this level of like girl boss, like we love to consume, we love to party, no thoughts, head empty type shit. You know what I mean? And so I think that this goes along very well with just like the whole political thing, honestly. And I don't really think that most famous people have quote unquote good politics, because like if they did, they would speak up. You know, like if Charlie said free Palestine, it would lose her brand deals, no doubt in my mind, because that's why most celebrities don't speak up. It's because of career opportunities, because they don't want to get blacklisted.
And there's a lot of money that goes into like propping up, you know, like Israel, and like I don't know, it kind of oh
Sorry.
my God.
I'm not a Zionist, but I am Jewish.
So like basically I don't know, all of this kind of got me thinking, right, about the relationship between art and politics. And we were originally gonna do an art and politics episode framed around that one tweet that was like, oh, A.G. Cook is a Zionist Nepo baby, and kind of like going through and debunking that. But that's old news. And this brat thing is kind of much better, I think, to sort of get into like the meat of like things in terms of like the relationship between art and politics. Because here's the thing, right? People think politics is about policy, right? They think politics is about like what you want to do, what like things you're going to do in the government, the laws you're going to write, and such and such and such. But that's not really true. Politics is about rhetoric. It's about how you frame conversations, because like ultimately the way that you frame conversations and the way that you like frame discourses, the way that you delineate a discourse determines what policies you're even thinking about enacting. Because that's the thing, right? There's a lot of things that we as people in the world every day could do to make the world a better place, could do to like, you know, be more caring and da-da-da-da-da. There's lots of things we could do to like further our self-actualization, and yet we don't do them. And why is that? It's because even though we maybe can like visualize or imagine a world in which we do those things, it does not feel possible in the current reality for us to move in those directions. Or maybe we understand that something is possible, but we like feel like, oh, well, it's not really going to make a difference. And then there's other times where there are solutions that like, and there are ideas and things we can do that like actually just do not compute. Like has that ever happened to you, Diana, where someone's told you something and you've just kind of like straight up ignored it because it just didn't like make sense at all? Like it was so outside like your sense of like what was possible and what was doable for you, that you were just like, no, I'm not even gonna touch this.
I don't really know how to answer that.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know what you're talking about, my dude. Like, okay, honestly.
Okay. Well, let me try and explain it a little bit better, because that's the thing, right?
Is it the thing?
Yes. So what had...
Can you say that whatever you just said, but in like 20 words, so I can catch up? In 20 words?
There are things that we can do that we like know we can do and are going to do. And then there are things that we could do, but we like don't want to do. And then
so what's an example?
And then there are things, hold on, I got one more category. Oh. And then there are things that we could do that
but we can't think of it?
Yeah, but we can't think of it. Exactly.
We can't even conceptualize it. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that it's one of those things where it's people's brains are really locked into like a certain way of thinking about what is possible and how their life is going to go. Specifically, let's say here it's American dream, but other places it's like the way that American dream, like you're supposed to go to school and then work and then die, you know what I mean? And there's not very much imagination outside of when you're doing that, when you're not busy working, you can go buy things and celebrate or whatever. And then people don't like even know they can not be existing in that cycle. Like
right.
People don't know. Wake up, sheeple.
No, but
subliminal messaging.
They literally don't know, and it's kind of like it's a little bit like because it's a shame because there are a lot of these like wake up sheeple people really do like come off as so annoying and preachy and like stupid and dumb because it's like, what do you mean wake the fuck up? I'm already here. I'm living through a nightmare every single day. My life sucks so much. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about any of this bullshit that's happening to me? And skill issue. No.
Yeah, skill issue, bro.
No, I'm kidding.
Wake up, sheeple.
I'm kidding. So because I guess that's the thing is like the thing that was so crazy about this recent political moment with like Biden, you know, stepping down from the race or stepping out of the race, dropping out of the race, was that like literally up to the moment it happened, nobody thought it was going to. Like nobody really
didn't even
knew
it was possible.
People
like,
didn't even know
we
it was
wanted
possible. And
but they were like, you can't control anything. Go die, proletariat.
And all of these people that like worked for the DNC that like were going on like all the mainstream news platforms being like, no, you guys don't understand. Biden's not old. He's vibrant. Like, no, you guys, you don't understand. He's actually like gonna like win and he actually like really wants to do this and all of this stuff. And as soon as that letter got published, all of these people who were just literally less than 24 hours ago like dick riding Biden so hard.
Dick riding Joe Biden.
It's a good track. It's a good track of a world that will never be and will never need to be anymore, which is good. Thank God.
Maybe
anyway,
you making that parody cover of the Boondocks actually stopped Biden from being
That's what
president.
I want to say. That's what I believe. I believe he heard the song and was like, oh, I can't do this.
He was like, this fucking T-slur. Like, I can't. He's like, I'm not gay.
So yes, what had happened was he like all of these people that were just on the DNC, just on CNN, Fox News, saying all this crap, they immediately switched to being like, yeah, so now we just kind of got to convince people that Kamala's the move. I don't think that'll be very hard. Like, we're really stoked. And it's like, why couldn't this have been said? But like, why couldn't this have happened earlier? What was stopping people from going with a choice that was like clearly the choice that like how are people able to lie so much, right? And it's because when politicians go on TV, even with like news anchors and media, and there's a certain extent to which artists do this as well, right? Like when you present yourself on in a medium, be it television, the written word, music, whatever.
I love media.
You are not trying to. It's not as simple as you going up there and being like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You are trying to you're trying to create like a sense of what you're trying to frame a conversation. You're trying to prefigure in the minds of the people watching what is possible and what is not. And
right.
It's more than just saying like, oh, we're going to do this and we're not going to do this. It's more about like framing a conversation as, oh, we have two options and this is the one we're picking. When in reality,
yeah.
there's like,
They're like, we're not having a primary.
yeah, we're not having a primary. And there are actually a lot of like tinfoil hat conspiracies about why it did take so long for Biden to drop out, which like I personally think getting COVID like kind of did fuck Biden up a lot. That's my personal take. Because it's like everybody's telling him he's like old and sickly, and then he like literally did become sickly, and so he's like fuck. So I think that had something to do with it, but at the same time, there are people, by which I mean one person, my favorite streamer, Jason D100, love you, king. Mwah. He said,
Dick kiss.
he said that the reason why they waited so long for Biden to drop out was because they didn't want to have an open contest. Because if there had been an open contest like a year ago, a candidate that was more like anti-Israel and more genocide could throw their hat into the ring and further divide.
Be like, hey guys, I don't want to kill people.
Yeah.
Woo! The crowd goes crazy.
Yeah. So that was part of it, is because now Kamala can just do everything that like Biden was gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully she like, if she does do that,
I actually have been thinking, like, I've been thinking she did say that they had unequivocal support of Israel, but I think we can try to put her feet to the fire. I actually think I saw someone say that. Like, I feel like the voters actually have a fair deal of power now, weirdly, because they really, really need us to fuck with Kamala. And if we say, hey, we can get behind this lady if there's a ceasefire. But that's probably not going to happen. But I'm just saying it might be worth a shot. You know?
The thing about the Biden, like, the thing about like Gaza and in particular like foreign policy and American politics, which is like, I mean, the thing about like Gaza is that and just sort of the Israel-Palestine conflict in general is like October 7th happening, like. And October 7th happening now, because it's worth pointing out that, like, this is kind of like the history of the Israel-Palestine conflict is like Israel continuing to do fucked up things, and then, like, literally ever since 1948. And again, I'm not a fucking historian. You can Google this if you really want to, like, actually know what happened. But there kind of has been this sort of consistent. Israel has continued to slowly encroach on land that was not given to them by the British mandate and the British colonial power. Fuck the Brits, Brits. That's the other
Charlie,
thing.
We're talking to you, bitch.
How can Charlie be woke when she's British?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anyway.
Wait, can you just check? Oh yeah, keep going. Sorry, but check the Instagram chat because I sent you something.
Okay.
It's like a really
no, this is a really, 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 really good picture that you
it's like
just
a wrinkled up picture of Trump.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can describe it.
No, it's really good. But that's the thing. What's so fascinating is that now that Kamala is the Democratic nominee, all of a sudden you have all these Dem people being like, oh, Trump is like the oldest political nominee that's like in history. Like, I don't know if he's like capable of running anymore. Like,
now we can say that.
Now we can say that
60 or whatever.
And it's he's like 79 or whatever.
That's pretty bad.
And
wasn't
Kamala,
Biden 82?
Yeah, Trump is 79. Biden was 82.
I think they're both
and
losing
Kamala
their spark.
Kamala is 60.
She's 59.
59, yeah. So like it's just interesting because it's like politics really is about. That's the thing. Everybody thinks that like being a politician, politics is about like being really serious and like having really strong like convictions and and being like, oh, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna change the world. But it's like, no, politics is about having friends and having imagination. And here's the other thing that I like think people on the left like really need to understand is how are you supposed to be part of a movement predicated on the international solidarity on the of the working class when you yourself are an unlikable asshole who's probably an alcoholic?
Well, to be fair, there's also a lot, to be fair, there's a lot of, we should all stop drinking alcohol, actually.
We should all stop drinking alcohol.
Is my only comments on that. We're like, if you're doing it now, just like slow down a little. Your liver will thank you. Just slow down a whittle.
Like, because that's the thing, right? I know you don't believe in a world where, like, you could stop drinking, right? But, like,
you can.
It is clearly possible for you to drink less.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you'll thank yourself when you are slightly less fucked up later on.
Yes.
Livers. My liver. Also, you'll get fat if you're a fat phobe, then that should motivate you.
So yeah, I guess that's the thing is like in this, because the other piece I want to tie into this is there's that Walter Benjamin quote, which is like, I think honestly this quote is like one of the greatest like quotes, and right up there with the medium is the message, which is that fascism is the introduction of aesthetics into politics. And that quote is really fascinating to me because it's like, yeah, no, when we think about like fascism, like what do we think about? We think about iconography, we think about uniform, we think about, this concept of like a superior race, and the whole point is that everybody's white and everybody's like in harmony, and everybody is like in this world of like total homogeneity, and it's like beautiful and consistent and rational and da 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 da.
Heaven on earth with the Aryan race.
Yeah. And the thing is that is like purely an aesthetic description of reality. Like, notice how in that there is so little like material analysis in that like fantasy. Like there's nothing about like, oh, like how are we going to build roads, or like, oh, how is society actually going to be organized in this like world where we're all exactly the same? Like what actually are we going to do? And I think about this with like leftism a lot of the time, because like people think, because that's the thing, it's possible for you to adopt the language, the aesthetics of a political party without actually like believing in or understanding like what is required to achieve the goals that like you say you have. Right? And like people like, because especially when people talk about like the revolution, right? And people talk about like the Marxist revolution as this like, as this almost rapturous moment where like, oh, we're all just gonna rise up and we're gonna run over like we're gonna overrun the Capitol. And it's not going to be like January 6th,
the conservatives are serious about that shit, even though they didn't really do anything. They actually did it though.
No, and it's funny because it's
they
like,
got out in the field.
No, in this very sort of ironic way, all of us leftists who like actually want to overthrow the government, we just sit in our rooms arguing on Twitter. Meanwhile, Republicans are able to get like them and 10,000 of their closest friends to show up in DC and then when they get into the White House, they don't even do anything.
No. Wait, who don't even do anything? The Democrats or the Republicans?
The Republicans, because once January 6th was literally like, oh, we're gonna go inside the Capitol building.
Yeah, and then they just didn't do anything. And then one of them should have like pissed on the Constitution. Is that possible?
I think somebody. That's the thing, is they did pee. They peed and
they
pissed. Graffitied.
They pee-peed. And they stole laptops.
Yeah.
That one girl, the Daria girl or whatever. You know what I mean?
I don't know about.
There's this one girl that people were like simping for, who was at January 6th and looked like Daria. She was like femcel core. Like she had like, yeah, I don't know.
That's incredible. So Yeah, there's kind of like this sort of, you know what I mean? It's like, and I guess as far as like how art and politics are the same is like people think like, oh yeah, like I'm an artist who believes in like world peace, and I wrote this song about like how world peace is great, you know? Um, and like, I don't know, it kind of helps, it kind of, just saying that right now has gotten me thinking about perhaps the most political song in existence, Imagine by John Lennon.
Macklemore's song about Palestine.
Oh no, Macklemore's song about Palestine is actually like probably the most political song now.
Yeah.
But
It's
Imagine
crazy
is
that he was the only one to do it. Is the
no, it
fucking
is
crazy thing.
crazy. It's so crazy that
Because they're all
Macklemore.
afraid. Heinz Hall. They're all fucking locked up in the industry, which is why I say that there are pretty much no rich famous leftists. If you're even a little bit rich, like a little bit meaning like let's say like $10 million, I think you
Yeah,
can be a leftist up until then.
yeah.
But after that, no way. Like whatever. Yeah,
Um,
Macklemore. You know what?
yeah,
Let's say the net worth of yeah. I'm right. Okay.
yeah.
I'm so right. I'm so right all the time. I'm right wing. I'm alt right. Yeah, I'm right. Alt right. Dasha core. Dasha thirst trap. Alt right thirst. I should make money as an alt right thirst trap
You
now.
should.
I'm changing my.
You actually
No, I don't
should.
want to. I really
You
don't
could
want
totally
to.
do it though.
Yeah, but that's like a little too close to home, because then the
No, it
haters will say they
is.
were right when they called me a Nazi.
No, yeah.
And I'm Jewish, so I feel like that might not work out for me if they find out.
Yeah. No, I
I don't
think
know if they'll fuck with me like
I
that.
don't know. I kind of think that's because that's the thing. Is it like it actually like does not matter, right? Like that's
That
what's
I'm
so funny.
Jewish?
I think
Or
as far as being an alt right thirst trap, like yeah, no, because like think about how many like right wing voices are these like are part of
marginalized
these
groups.
marginalized
You're
groups, and
right.
like the whole thing of the RNC this year was like fucking Amber Rose, Miss Booties, Miss Fingers in the Booty Hole.
No
Um,
way. She was there.
she was there and she literally gave a speech at the RNC and she was like, the Republicans, we don't care if you're straight, gay, black, or white. And it's like,
The four genders.
yeah, the four genders.
Long ago, four genders lived in harmony.
Yeah. But everything changed when the
When
gay
the
nation
coconut
attacked.
when the coconut fell out of the tree, or something like that.
When the coconut fell out of the tree.
And then everything started to exist in the context.
Yeah. No, in a world in the before time there was no context, and then the coconut descended from the tree, and now
So I was
we
trying
exist.
to find I was trying to find the January 6th Daria woman, and the only thing of interest that I found was a GW university article titled the women of January 6th, a gendered analysis of the 21st century American far right. So that's kind of what we're talking about a little bit. It's not a very long article. Oh wait, no, that's the abstract.
Mm,
Oh wow.
it's like a whole
It is
essay.
a long article. Yeah. Oh no. I wonder. Yeah. Well, anyways, point being, we love women. The Democrats don't care if you're gay, straight, black, or white. No matter your gender, we're gonna vote for the coconut lady or
No,
something like
literally,
that.
literally.
Oh yeah, but
no
on
matter.
Fox they were being like, "Oh, I don't like Kamala at all. Like she's gonna go for the youth vote and the POC vote and the gay vote." And it's like, yeah, because those are all people who you guys fucking hate
Yeah,
and don't
no,
want to vote for
exactly.
you.
Exactly.
Like that's a lot of the population.
No, yeah, and that's the thing that was so crazy about yeah, the woke RNC is
Not the woke
is like yeah, no, the fact that you
DEI.
have this like yeah, no, that's the thing because the Republicans do DEI too. That's what's fucked up about it, right? Is they'll talk all this shit about how the reason why the Boeing door came off the plane is because of DEI airplanes, and then the reason why the Secret Service failed to
The reason why.
protect Trump is is because
Yes! You know the reason why. Yeah.
that the reason why Trump was able to have an assassination attempted in the first place was because the head of the Secret Service is a girl.
Oh yeah, that's why. Because
And
women
they want
aren't
her to
strong
step
enough.
down. The same thing with that Harvard professor that like really did kick off the whole like ant DEI versus like anti DEI. And like I don't know. It's just yeah, no. Politics is very like fascinating is the thing. Is because it's like yeah, no, you as an individual person as, a ostensibly like, a self-identified like good person, right? Like you're not a total fucking asshole. Even if you're a little bit of a shithead, you still think of yourself as somebody who like wants to do the right thing and
Wait,
somebody
you're
who
not
like
talking
wants
about me, are you?
well, no, that's the thing. I'm talking about all of us.
All of us, right?
I'm
We might be a little bit. It's just like Charlie said with Brat. You might say something stupid.
yeah.
You might say, you might be a little bit fucked up some of the time.
No, you might be a little bit fucked up, but at the end of the day, like you still want to like do the right thing and you still consider yourself to be like a decent human being. And so the question is like, yeah, how are you supposed to navigate these conversations? And my advice is to think about whenever you're presented with two sides of an issue, with two sides of a coin, try
Like
to
Lord and Charlie.
yeah, try to figure out, try to like, that's the thing, try to understand the larger structure, try to understand why people think that these are the only options that we have. Because
Yeah.
again, like I said before, people think politics is about pragmatism. But no, politics is about imagination. Politics is about being able to see what is possible. And in that sense, politics really is like art in the sense that it is about
Wow.
imagining something that like could not exist otherwise, or like it's about seeing like what is possible and creating experiences for people and creating this like sense of like passion and momentum and belief. And so like and I don't know, that was really something that like I don't know, these are sort of like thoughts that have these are hyper thoughts that
Hyperthoughts.
have been materializing since pretty much since 2020.
Wow.
Honestly, because that was when, yeah, no, we for a brief moment, we were presented with a world where the government gave everybody money or almost everybody money. Retail workers were described as essential
That was
for the
crazy.
first time, and
But it was shallow.
it was
hollow.
shallow. But it was such a like tacit acknowledgement of like how important the like workers are, like that was
Yeah.
what was crazy about that moment
Yeah.
is like in this and now that and this is where I'm kind of going to hand it over to you Diana. Right now the CEO of Delta comes out and it's like, oh, the pandemic is over, but it's not.
Well, there wasn't. Yeah, you're gravely misunderstanding the situation.
That's the thing. Explain it.
Teresa. Oh, basically, COVID is a workers' right issue, right? And we're going to talk more about that another podcast. But basically, like, the reason that the isolation period was brought down to 5 days from 10 days is literally because the CEO of Delta didn't want to keep losing money from his employees getting sick and missing and having time off from work. So the reason that we're not like being able to take care of our bodies is literally to make money for the ruling class, which is why you should wear a mask. Subliminal messaging, and to be a leftist. And yeah, they basically lobbied the government, as most people do.
Right.
Not people do, but as the government is lobbied. And that's another reason that, like, I will say there is like a certain line where electoral politics is not really gonna get us anywhere to an extent, because like it's the same companies supporting everything. Like it's not so much about the party, but yeah. Point being, the pandemic isn't over. And also, I think it's very poetic that Biden was taken out of the race because of a disease that he allegedly ended the pandemic of. I mean, that's so annoying that the Dems are all like, we ended the pandemic, so blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you didn't end anything. You just stopped testing and told everyone it was okay to catch a cardiovascular biohazard level 3 disease. Oh, no. So, yeah, let's all try not to get infected so much so we can have our strong little bodies for the little uwu revolution.
No, exactly.
The uwu-volution.
How are we gonna do the revolution when we all have to be 6 feet apart? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to?
Yeah, it's more like, how are we going to do it if we're disabled / brain damaged?
Yeah. No, that
and
also.
That's not even, but yeah, you know, it's a tough world out there, but at least we have Charlie.
Yes.
At least we have our favorite politician, Charlie XCX.
Right. All right.
Okay. Bye, little thotties.
Bye, little thotties. Thank you all so much.
Oh yeah, we might not edit anything out of it, but there are some episodes that are censored, and there's uncensored versions on our Substack, https hyperthoughts.substack.com.
Yeah.
So, and that'll be linked below because it's gonna go on Spotify.
Yes.
All
right.
Peace,
love. Imagine all the people.
Imagine all the people living in a brat tree. Living in a coconut tree.
So, if you want to hear more episodes, you can check out them on our Spotify page, or the SoundCloud, or the YouTube, or our Substack. HYPERTHOTS everywhere.